Hey everyone, it's Kevin Tauxon coming to you from Ocean City, New Jersey. We just came from a week with Pennsylvania Newtown Christian Church where we had about 15 students come and learn how to share the gospel and then actually put it into practice and share the gospel on the boardwalks. It was an incredible week. We saw growth from the students, from the way they prayed, from the way they shared the gospel, the way they served in the house, and it was beautiful to see it. Every day, each morning, we took time to worship, to pray, to debrief from the previous night, and to do some training. Each evening, we spent time in worship and prayer, and then we went out and shared the gospel on the boardwalks using some signs, and so we had conversations on the boardwalks with tons of students, hundreds and hundreds of students throughout the week. It was amazing, and we believe that this is not only an impactful week, but also it sends them home with the empowerment to share the gospel to their friends, to their classmates, to their co-workers. And we would love to even talk to you of how your church can grow in a culture of evangelism through an evangelism mission trip. And so I wanted to share a couple stories just to show the team unity and how God used the students. There was one man named Andrew, who was a young adult, and he actually had went through an open heart surgery. And we went through the heaven test, but he said during his open heart surgery, he had a near-death experience that he felt like he went to hell. He felt like he was in this darkness, but there was a light that was shining. And he never knew what that light was. He never knew what it meant, but he said he had empathy after that. And he sought after Buddhism and other religions. And it was beautiful because one of the students shared, who was an ex-Buddhist, and how he came from Buddhism to Christianity, and the testimony was really impactful. And then we were able to share that that light that he saw in that near-death experience was Jesus, the light of the world. And he left that night with the Gospel of John. He left so excited and lifted up to see that there was an answer to what he experienced and what shook him in his life. And so it shows the power of testimony, the power of these students able to testify of Jesus and the gospel. And the second story was a young man, he was 15 years old. He was actually an atheist. And some of the students talked to him alone, and it was fantastic. He shared the gospel, they shared the reason for God. And then I was able to share with one of the students as well about the deeper things of spiritual experiences and the evidences of God. But then it was beautiful because then a third person came and shared some scripture, shared the truths of Jesus. And throughout the conversation, he kept getting one step closer to seeing that God was real, seeing that this Jesus was not something to ignore. And he left again with the Gospel of John, and we believe God impacted him through 3 different conversations of the team working together. And I could tell you countless stories of hundreds and hundreds of people hearing the gospel, and not only hearing, but being impacted, not only now, but for eternity. We believe that even people receive Jesus for the first time and experience him. And so again, I would encourage you to take your church, take your group on mission. And we would love to come alongside of you as Permeate Evangelism on an evangelism mission trip, sharing the gospel, but also training to model it and coming alongside and seeing your group and your church transformed so that you're sharing the gospel not only on the trip, but to your friends, to your classmates, to your co-workers, to your family members. We've seen this time and time again work effectively. And so we hope we can talk to you about it, and we are praying for your church that you would also have this culture of evangelism and see the glory of the gospel of Jesus impacting people's lives.